All right, sounds good. All right, well, thanks everybody for being here, bright and early. Pleasure to have you all, and I hope that answer any questions that you have and see if we're a good fit for you and your businesses. We are a tech, company. We focus on the AI, as Kat kind of gave you the overall gist of things. But we also do have a very strong digital marketing team as well. And it's going to be, a little weird to hear this coming from a tech company, but our primary goal is to give our agents back more time to focus on quality relationships. And we do that through the power of AI and using automation. So located in Bellevue, just outside of Seattle, I call it the nice Seattle. And we serve all over the country. And it helps to be, extra Redmond, but we do partner with Microsoft. We have, partnership with Facebook certified employees, as well as Zillow and IDX Broker when we're setting up our agents' websites. And for us, there's really two major components to how we do business. We've been doing this for the past, almost 7 years. First, which is we focus on brand awareness. So it's kind of the opposite, Bruce, if I was a Zillow, I'd probably be asking you, what are your favorite zip codes? And then what rank do you want to be? It's basically me asking you how much money you have and how much money you're willing to spend with me, right? So what we do instead is we focus on brand awareness by actually building our agents platform out and exposing them and buying people's mind share. And then what we do next is the actual lead management. And this is the most important part of partnering with us, is that what we can do is follow up with every single contact in your database and every new lead coming in, whether we're the ones that generated it for you or not, up to a maximum of 50 times, like Heck was saying, over the course of a full year. So what that does is it maximizes your marketing dollars spent, means there's really no stone left unturned. And we capitalize on every single lead opportunity that there is and get a yes or no from them.
So I have a question for you. So let's say we are all running KV Core, which is free for us. Yep. So I have to update KV Core to you guys every month?
When you see update, sorry, I just want to make sure that we gave you the right impression. What are you thinking of when you?
Well, from an export, let's say we're generating leads from our website. Gotcha. Over at KV, it's just running because we're not going to do anything about it, Keck.
That's right.
We're going to leave it running. It's extra, but how do I export and get those over into you from? Sure. If Dave's got websites running? So
absolutely. So there's sorry, Blake, I'll take this question then. So as far as like KV Core or any websites that you might have, we have different ways of connecting the tools. And I'll mention a couple. Zapier, I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Zapier is a connector that is an open connector that many platforms like KV Core does have a connector as well too with Zapier. We also have direct connections with Zillow, Realtor.com, and then also for websites, for like Google landing pages and stuff like that. We have the ability to kind of have a click form or contact form, which will flow right into our platform. And the last one is Facebook. Okay. So that covers.
So it goes straight into the platform, so we don't have to worry about it. We just get a report on it.
That's
okay.
Yeah, and what we've wanted to do for you guys, and we've worked with a lot of EXP agents as well, is make it as easy and as hands-free as possible. So with the level of integration that we have, being able to take all the leads out and be able to follow up with the AI and send them to you on a direct transfer call as soon as the lead is actually completely pre-qualified and ready, will make your lives and your agents' lives easier when it comes to the actual lead management. But the way that we actually acquire them, first by brand awareness, what we're doing is we have some unique and specific marketing strategies that we utilize. So let's take a look at like the 5 Ds, for example. This is not the only way we market, but it's a really good one. So if you guys have ever heard of death, diaper, divorce, diamonds, and degree, what do all these people have? They have the common denominator is that they have a compelling life event that'll push them into doing real estate.
Yeah, mostly tornadoes.
Sorry, what was that? Did you say tornadoes?
No more. That's what I said. Most tornadoes. You guys don't even know what that is, but
No, I know you sure do, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. So let's say, actually, no, I'm not going to use that as an example. That's dark humor. But yeah, so we'll take a look at those 5Ds, and they're groups of high intent people who also are likely to have a shorter time frame as well. So we like to, focus target these specific groups. What we do is we pull national survey data in still compliance with the Fair Housing Act, and we can go after these groups. And then what we'll do is we'll retarget them on Facebook, because it's actually cheaper to retarget on Facebook. And they'll usually see you at least 3 to 4 times before they're actually signing up on the website, your website that we designed for you. So they'll be signing up on the website, but we're initially capturing them either on Facebook about 2/3 of the time, or Google with search engine marketing the other third of the time. And the way that we use Google, we have an ex-Google employee who's actually handling the marketing and the strategy there. And what he likes to do is use specific long tail keyword searches for the AdWords. And what that'll do is it'll help separate the people who are just the tire kickers from the people who are actually interested in real estate. And then once we've generated all this interest, we've generated all the traffic to the site, and you have people signing up with their information, what we'll do is use the AI. We'll actually capture all the activity on the website, and we'll automatically follow up with every single lead coming in. Any questions there?
Hey, Bruce, is KV Core a proprietary system to EXP, or is that a third party that they?
It's been a long-term third party. So it's a CRM that's kind of like Boomtown, or there's several out there. And so we've been using it for quite a while. Quite frankly, it's very comprehensive, and Keck, and we've all talked about it. Heck, Angela's on here, and et cetera. Noe, then it's comprehensive and robust. But the struggle is it's so much task management. Like, that's what we're trying to cut through here. I don't want more task management from 8 o'clock to 9:30 in the morning. I need more time to focus on the business piece. Stephen Covey killed all of us guys. I mean, the minute, time management, really? And so the bottom line is that we need something to take that task and put over here in this bucket as converted or prep to convert, and then get to us, not have to follow up as Keck said, 8 to 9 times to get a yes, which we've all agreed on from a marketing standpoint. That's how long it takes. But I want it prepped so that I can hand it off to her and let her take care of it, because she won't make the calls. Sorry.
Yeah. And Bruce, we were talking Friday, right? And we were discussing really like the beauty and the power of the system is it allows you to have that time again, right? You don't have to have your agents, sitting in front of the CRM for 2 hours a day doing the drip campaigns and getting minimal response rates through email. We know that text is king, and that's how we get such great response rates. And so what we'll be using the AI for is about 80% text. We'll do a little bit of email, Facebook Messenger, but the other great thing is that when the lead is completely ready, we'll do during the handoff a live transfer call, because we know that's 100% connection rate right there. So you'll get much better response times, and then you also won't have to sit in front of the computer any longer, or babysit a team of ISAs or hire people offshores for 4 times the cost. So we're giving you guys a lot of freedom here. So just to kind of recap a little bit, so the campaign will start on Facebook, Google. We also have a capability of generating commercial business on LinkedIn, if any of you guys are into that. And then we can certainly reactivate cold leads. So if you guys have thousands of people in your database that may or may not be getting followed up with the best, we can handle all of those. And with most agents, they at least get a couple gold nuggets in the mine that probably haven't been followed up with the best. And then, what we're ultimately looking for is a positive response, right? But if we don't get a positive one, we want a negative one. We want to know what the end result is on the marketing dollar spent. So that is why the AI will follow up so many times over the course of a full year. And we've actually had, I think our record CAC is 28 times that the AI actually reached out without a response, and we ended up converting that lead into a deal. It was actually a seller.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys can pause here for a moment and just think about that. How many times has an agent had, follow up with it 28 times? And I've shared this case study, with like folks like yourselves, and I asked them, like, would you even follow up with them 7-8 times? Not even. Like, this one broke the record for us, where it actually reached out to them over a course of 3.5 months, and then reaching out to them 28 times. And then the person finally responded. It's like, yeah, I'm looking to kind of sell my house. And that is crazy. Like, I cannot think of anybody else. And without technology, it would never have happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I take a little rabbit trail here?
Sure, go for it.
This is all about new leads. I get that. And we certainly are excited about that and feeling the comfort, I guess. I mean, figure out how to test it. I mean, that's the key to us, I think. The other side is, what do we do that we've done 1,300 transactions with over the last 10 years, and we're wanting to stay in contact with them to build that piece? Is there something that's tying that together, Blake?
Yeah. No, that's an awesome question. And I actually, I love the answer. So what the AI will do is automatically follow up with folks based on their birthdays, as well as we'll do like little holiday campaigns. And what that does is kind of helps them feel appreciated, right? Like, you guys are still staying in touch even after the deals happen. And that'll help, of course, with, getting your numbers up on repeat business, as well as, referrals too. So we can kind of take that off your guys' plate.
So is that a separate database process?
Yeah, that will be.
Okay.
But
right.
To also answer the other aspect of it, I think that where you might be going with this is that it doesn't always have to be just brand new leads as well. There's that last bullet where Blake was mentioning, it can be, we can do cold lead reactivation. So I always encourage our clients to kind of provide old leads. I used to kind of say, hey, if you've got leads that's more than a year old and you haven't dealt with them, I used to kind of say, you might as well kind of remove them from your database, right? But a couple of years back, I kind of started working with an agent, and he had leads, over 10,000 leads, and with them, some of them as old as five years old. And and we kind of said, okay, we'll reactivate those cold leads for you. And we set so many appointments within the first 30 days for him. It just blew our minds. It blew his mind that he was able to get leads out of, leads that came from different platforms, from Follow Up Boss, from Boomtown, from all different platforms. And then they didn't do anything with it. And so they put it on our platform, and we set up within the first 30 days, over 25 appointments for him. And some of them closed that were like over 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So my lesson learned, and my tip now is to all agents, never throw your leads away.
Right. Yeah. And that just goes to show how effective it is, right? Because when I was at Keller Williams, I worked and helped lead a team of ISAs actually for a guy named Anton Stetner. Awesome dude, awesome team. But honestly, like the ISA squad that we have, 5 or 6 people, I mean, on average, we were generating 1, maybe 2 appointments a day. So if you have an AI that can do a better job, be more consistent, follow up with much more volume and capacity, and still deliver that human element with the empathy and acknowledgement that I can show you with on the examples at a fraction of the cost, and it's like, it's kind of a no-brainer at that point. But we're also qualifying, based on people's intention, and the way that we have the marketing strategy set kind of solves for that. We're targeting groups of people that are more likely to be doing business. But also people are realistic. So if I came in as a lead and I'm undercutting, the average cost of the home by like 100, 150, then what the AI can actually do is send out home searches for me, the lead, looking at example condominiums, townhomes, or also alternate neighborhoods that will actually fit my budget that you still work in. And then once we've completely pre-qualified somebody, so we have, you know, the location, the time, the price point, if they've been pre-qualified or they need to, or they're paying in cash. And then if also we can connect them to your partner lender, then once we've got all that figured out, we'll be doing the live transfer phone call with our own ISAs actually calling to do the live handoff. And then if you or your agents are busy, then what we'll be doing is a group text instead. So that way you guys can make sure that you still connect.
Where are you getting your leads from? The Googles
Yeah.
and Facebooks and stuff, are you buying them?
Yeah, so we do Facebook marketing as well as Google search engine marketing. And what we'll do is we'll put up a website for you that we'll customize, and we'll be directing the traffic to there. And then once they sign up, the AI is going to be following up based on their search activity and all their criteria. And then she'll know exactly like how to approach that lead.
So are you guys, I mean, will you take the place of ZenTap, or even, I guess technically we won't get KV Core, you two, because KV Core is just there, it's operating and it's part of our system. So how do we integrate? That's my question. I don't want more tasks to integrate that, guys.
Yeah, Blake, I'll cover that one. So we would help you basically set up the connection to KV Core. We'll handle it from the back end. We've done this, you know, hundreds of times at this point in time to kind of connect to KV Core and kind of make sure that whenever the way that our system will work is that if you use us, you know, to kind of generate the leads, let's say through either for Facebook or Google, our system, when it qualifies the lead and has the opportunity that's handed off, you can look at the notes within our system, but if not, you know, you don't have to do much. You can just expect a live phone call or group text from our platform to reach out to you and say, hey, you know, hey, Bruce, you've got a lead right now. Can you take care of them? And then as that is happening, that lead will also get pushed into KV Core.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't have to do any of the setup. We think that, you know, a lot of the setup is handled by our team behind the scenes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions too? I mean, this is a great like technical question, and you know, and I think that you're hitting on some of the concerns that people may be thinking as well too.
Hey, hello. You step away.
You broke up, Brucey.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Angela there, or is she walking? There she is.
I'm here.
Hey, so are you
Hi.
using, what are you using? What are you guys using, you and Miss Paula? What are you using are you using KV Core at all?
We generate, build our own landing pages through KV Core, generate Facebook ads, things like that go directly into our KV Core and into our drip campaigns that are set up there.
Okay. All right. Noe, you guys, yes or no?
With respect to KV Core, really it's Debbie's deal on the KV Core. She's trying to get, well, my question is, we have some leads, a lot of leads that are first home buyers, unrealistically looking for $1 million homes. Now, what does the system do with those leads?
Yeah, great question. So what I was kind of sharing earlier is if the AI is going to be figuring out if the lead is actually realistic or not. So if I'm, and she can help actually with the pre-qualification process too. So if you have a lot of first-time home buyers and they're not pre-qualified, never even spoken to a lender before, then if you just provide us with your lender's, your choice lender's contact information, what we'll be doing. It looks like we got another one here. What we'll be doing is hooking them up with your lender, and at the same time establishing the relationship with you, then kind of figuring out, you know, like what's the plan with the budget, what areas can I look in, or also recommending townhomes or condominiums if they've been pre-qualified, but they don't quite fit, you know, the target budget.
Yeah, these are the guys that you're talking about just kicking the tires, and they just keep coming back, keep kicking the tires. And, well, you know, what do you do with these guys that just, you know, you throw them away? I know you're not supposed to throw any leads away, but realistically, these guys are not going to fit into the the system that they're wanting to buy into.
I guess at some point you just kill them. I mean, you shoot them to the curb, Noe. I mean, after 28 times, I mean,
You know,
Yes, I mean,
at some point you shoot them to the curb, but
yeah.
and that's the toughie, is trying to go through, you know, Diane over nearly 25 years has like 6 databases, maybe 7, and
Wow.
trying to get to those is the struggle. I agree with Noe, it's thousands. And but so let me ask you this. So this is communicating with our client and learning from the client's responses.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And if, in fact, that's a great point, Bruce. You know, if our AI is actually less than 90% sure how to handle, or 95% sure how to handle a response, what we'll actually do is we'll flag that account, manually have one of our technicians go on, handle it, and then she'll kind of learn and evolve from there. So we've had our AI dedicated strictly to real estate for the past 6 years. So she's had a lot of opportunities to learn. So she's very well developed by this point.
So one other thing too, I'll touch on, Noel, what you mentioned is, you know, with those kind of leads, you don't have to throw them away. The system will actually, as Blake mentioned, you know, it will qualify them. If it's not a realistic lead, they would just kind of send them a market search to kind of show them the market trends for that particular area, so that they're just not wasting your time. That's the best thing, is that it's not wasting your time. It's still nurturing them until they see something that either they realize is something that's not realistic in the marketplace, right?
So Keck, we're actually looking for an unsubscribe point.
I'm sorry, you're looking for
An unsubscribe point,
oh,
right?
sure.
I mean, that's really Noe's question. At what point do they bail and they're off of our list and we don't worry about them?
Yeah,
Or do we care?
I don't think you should care as long as it's not being handed and wasting Noel's time,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
right?
All right.
Because at a certain point in time, as a lead, I might not be realistic today, but if I keep seeing the trend, I will come to an actual realization, and hopefully, you know, our system is going to be nurturing you well enough that, oh, you know, Noel's team has been telling me, the AI has been telling me all this time, this is the right, you know, this is the price. And I guess it's time for me to kind of figure out if this is the right opportunity to just jump in or move to a different market.
So my question then is, on the chart, the decision chart, how many negatives does it take for them to bail out?
Oh, just one negative. If they say stop, unsubscribe, you know, then
Okay.
it will.
All right. So we're hands off at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
in this little map, actually, we kind of demonstrate, you know, cause and effect here, what we're talking about. So we'll start with the engagement map. So once we get the initial response, you know, we're looking to either classify them as negative or positive. We don't want people kind of hanging in the balance. And that's why we get that 96% response rate, because we follow up until we figure it out, right? So if it's negative, we'll categorize a dead lead, and that's a lead that you guys didn't have to spend or waste your time following up on, right? That's something that we figured out for you, and we categorized it. If it's positive, you know, we qualify, get all the pre-qualifying questions out of the way, do a handoff once the lead is all ready to go, and then if there's no response, she is designed to keep following up. So very relentless, but very professional on at the same time.
So what are the types of communication to the lead? I think that's, I mean, an ultimate question here, isn't it?
Yeah. So I covered it a little earlier, but so what I was saying for the people who just joined is, you know, it's about 80% through text, and we've realized that for response rates and you know, for people who are doing digital marketing, that text is king. And also AI, like the voice doesn't sound human yet. So what we're going for is a very like human approach. Basically think of us as like your personal assistant, right? Like we're never going to be, you know, what we don't want to be is like the robot that you call, like I called the bank last week, and then they say like 3 for customer service and all that stuff. We don't want to do that to your leads. So what we do is 80% over text, a little bit of email, a little bit of Facebook Messenger. And then the last bit of communication is going to be the ISA when the lead is completely ready to talk to the agent. Then we'll do the live transfer call. And then if you guys miss it because you're busy with the client, then it goes to group text. So literally the bare minimum that you'd have to do from the system perspective is just save the AI's phone number. That is like,
Well, I started to say, we don't want the ISA. That's what we're not paying for, right?
exactly.
Sorry, Blake, you're out of the business now. So we don't want the ISA.
Yeah, no. So ISAs, it'll cost you a lot more money. Also, you're going to have to babysit and spend your time, right, managing. So, and that's kind of why we're leveraging technology here, is to be able to solve these problems for you and also save on your overhead. And that's a huge thing as well, especially when it comes to managing massive teams, right? Is you don't want to have to be spending money that's unnecessary. And I wanted to give you guys a second to read over this. I want to cover a few key points as well that kind of humanizes our AI, because leads legitimately they won't be able to tell that this is an AI actually talking to the lead. So when they get handed off, they're going to think that this is your real personal assistant. So few things. So most AI or like chatbot companies, they wouldn't even be able to handle the first line. So the first part here you see is not sure yet. That's negative, right? So at best it'll trip them up, and they'll give you a response like, okay, not a problem, let me know when you're ready, kind of thing. But that kind of shoots yourself in the foot, right? Because now that any opportunity that you might have had with that lead is completely dead. But our AI is smart enough to recognize like, oh, okay, maybe next week, that's ambiguous, let me investigate further. There's still some opportunity. So actually it goes down the pre-qualifying map, figures out they're looking at Bellevue in the spring, and already been pre-qualified by the lender, which is perfect. So a few things of how she got there is, when she replies, got it, what's your time frame? When the lead says they're looking for a 3-bed house in Bellevue. So that shows acknowledgement. And then when the lead says probably in the spring, our AI hits back with, that's perfect time of the year. Have you been pre-qualified to be paying cash? We'd love to learn more about how we can help you. So that's showing empathy. And she's super adaptive to anything that the leads will actually throw at her. We actually had a lead that said, hey, my favorite superhero was Batman, what's yours? and you and you wouldn't expect an AI to be able to handle something like that, right? But I believe she hit back with Spider-Man, continued pre-qualifying the person. And even if she didn't know, and even if she didn't know, right? Like we would still flag the account. So there's not gonna be a problem. We'll just have somebody manually go in and teach her how to respond.
I'm guessing if the person said probably in the winter, the AI would have said perfect time of year.
Probably, maybe.
I mean, this is pretty good. I mean,
it's a good time in business.
Yeah.
Just as long as we get them moved in by before Christmas, right? I think that's the most important part.
We lost the big boy.
Blake froze.
Blake
is
froze.
off.
Blake froze. There's no.
He's back. Okay, Blake, you froze there for about 15 seconds, but you're back.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I was saying that as long as we get the lead in by Christmas, then we're fine. All right, cool. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. And then we have another example for you here. So there's just, looking at how the AI engages with folks. This one's another lead in Kekenai's area around Bellevue. And I just want to show, this little blurred out spot here. This is actually a home search that the AI is sending out. And which is super awesome that she can do that for you. You guys don't have to spend your time manually doing home searches for people anymore. She's smart enough to recognize what people want based on their criteria that they're actually shopping for on your website that we create. So it sends out a home search, and this is also a great strategy to get people to bite. So if we're casting the line out, we're not getting anything back, we'll put some fancy bait on it, and then this will help a lot with providing some value to instigate a response. And then you'll see they go down the standard kind of pre-qualification route, figure out they're qualified, what the price range is. This one's a 1.2 million, 3-bed, 2-bath, Bellevue or Kirkland. Really good spot.
I like this client.
Yeah. If I was an agent, I would too. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, we've got lots of examples of this kind of thing. And
so how do we get to play a little bit, Blake? How can we engage and do something here with with an interface that we would put something in for you, I guess.
Yeah, so Keck and I were speaking about that, and what he was saying is anybody who wants to sign up by end of month, we would just give a 15% off, and we would just use code Milner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look out.
Yeah. So yeah, and you guys want to kind of plug and play, and we can kind of figure out like the contract term and all that stuff. I wouldn't stress about that too much.
Well, I guess what I could do, I could get in, and then anybody who wanted to play with that, I mean, we could play with it for a little bit in our system as a lead and see how it operated. They could test us. Okay.
Yeah, we'll certainly figure something out there. But yeah, anybody that sees a need and is expanding, whether it's taking on more leads or just having a more efficient process and systems in place, for us to kind of help partner and take care of you guys in that capacity. If you have thousands of leads in your system that may or not be getting followed up with the best, don't think of all those guys as like dead opportunities, because I've had a lot of agents in the past where they did have large databases, and they almost felt like guilty that they couldn't reach out because they had dropped the ball on someone, right? But the AI is just going to do what the AI is programmed to do, and she does it in a very professional and relentless fashion. So usually there's a lot of deals that we can just find in people's CRM just sitting there.
Yeah, Teresa asked about Zillow, but Teresa, it is good. I mean, everything that we use currently, CRM wise, Zillow, Google, Realtor.com, all those leads can run through the system.
Yeah. So in fact, all you guys need to do is tell us, like where the leads are coming from. We'll make sure the AI can hunt them down. And then, if you got, contacts in your system where you don't want us to follow up with for whatever reason, just tell us about those ones too. And then we can kind of tell the AI which ones to go after, which ones to steer clear of. Like if you've got your immediate like friends and family members in there, you might not want our AI like badgering about real estate, right? So
there's two things here, Blake, for us that I think you and Kit can help us with. One is we have a great relationship with AmeriFirst and Dave and Ryan and that entire team. And it's a parallel that's at this point in the market that's going to explode completely. So how do we get someone who is ready for qualification to get to Dave? That's part of this piece, guys, because I'm telling you, I mean, I had one last night. The poor couple have been trying to get their mortgage entity to discuss with them since Friday on a 500 for Diane. And Diane's out of town, and I'm trying to manage this piece. Can't get a hold of the mortgage person. I wanted to meet John. Boom. He needs to be in contact with them. So how do we do this with that particular scenario? Because that crisscross is where we really want to get it to the next level, so that we get in performance, and we're they got great programs at AmeriFirst, and we want that to be tied together with this.
Right.
Or at least I do. Dave, at least I do. Sorry, I don't know if anyone else.
Yeah, I noticed, Blake, that some of the correspondence was like asking if they'd been pre-qualified, and if they said no, are you directing them to a lender that Bruce would identify, or different people that are signed up? How's that work?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what we do. So if you guys have, I mean, you obviously have partner lenders. So what we could do is we can even give a couple options. So let's say like, lender John is busy, from AmeriGroup, is it? Then what we could do is, hook them up with, lender Sarah. So if you guys,
we can give you a list of, I'm the lender. So just FYI.
Dave is AmeriFirst. He's the lender.
Okay. Right on.
He might have missed that part, Bruce.
He just missed it up front, bro. It's okay.
We didn't tell him. So we would just give you a list of loan officers or whatever that you would kind of cycle through or whatever.
Yeah. So you guys have.
I'd assume it's by region, right, or state.
Yeah, or your preference, whatever. I mean, Lavender probably be first, but then maybe Ryan or whatever.
Sure.
I've got a ton of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we would work with you guys during the onboarding to figure all this stuff out, right? So like which lenders you want to partner with, who's the backup lenders, um, and for being on a team, one thing I forgot to cover is you could also do like a round robin for when the leads come in. So you guys
Right.
could cycle through and make it all fair, or you could do more aggressive approach where it's like whoever answers the phone first, gets the win. So however you guys want to play it and customize it to your own unique team, your own unique strategy. That's what we can do when we do the onboarding, is figure out all these specific components.
Teresa also asked the cost. What was the cost of it?
Yeah, so typically we run $750, and that'll include both the lead management and a good amount of marketing, and we can always up-tune it from there. But for you guys specifically, Keck told me 15% off, and then you just use code Milner. So however that we want to figure that out, and then I'll make sure to send an email out to you guys that has my contact information as well as Keck's, so you guys can get back to us, and we can either do like a more in-depth deep dive into the the CRM, show you more examples there, answer any other questions that you guys have, or if specific teams want to sign up, we can also do like usually we do 2 visits. So I would do like this first demo, and then we would usually meet again and do goal setting based on specific numbers that a team is wanting to hit. So we would do kind of like a reverse engineering. Okay, like this is how many transactions you're closing. This is how many you want next year. And then we would kind of base the marketing budget around next year's goal.
Let's talk about Diane and I get engaged. We'll do that later, Blake. But I think what we may do is get engaged, let all of our, several hundred try to figure out, do they want to get engaged with us, or at least try it out. And then we come up with some program that'll work through that process. Anybody else who's from a utilization process, who's the most, what company has used this the most over your 6 years?
That might be a good question for Keck. I do know that we've used a lot of EXP agents, and I could show you actually a variety of different agents in our area.
Anybody in Tennessee at all yet using it?
I don't, I wish I had a list for you, but I can show you some of the some big names of example websites that I have.
Well, we want to, you guys, any here with you guys, I can work with Blake. So
yeah.
Noe.
Yeah, I'll touch base with you, Bruce, and I'm sorry Debbie couldn't be here, but
It's okay.
that
I got a great picture of your ceiling though. It works well. So
you not a picture of me.
Teresa, anything from you? Angela?
I do. I have one quick question. So when you say that 750, it's going to include the lead gen and marketing, do you mean that so we have a KV Core website that we have set up, and we can create individual landing pages that will go into a Facebook ad, so that any lead gen goes into that KV Core or goes to that website specific landing page for information capture. So will this system be creating those ads and the landing pages, whether it be what's your home worth, or are you looking to buy? So y'all are creating all of those individual landing pages. So really this would be a completely separate entity from the KV Core website landing pages, lead generation that I already have in place.
Yeah, great question. And you're exactly right. So it is a separate entity. We do integrate with KV Core, so we can swap, exchange information, utilize the contacts that are already existing in your system. But that being said, like, if you guys are already at capacity, like you mentioned, maybe leads through KV Core, if you guys already have a ton of leads coming in and you don't need any more, then that's totally fine with us. Then we could just do the AI part.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I love leads. I will take more all day long.
Yeah, okay.
When I don't have to do the work.
Right.
So I guess, so theoretically, we can keep our leads and our like customer management on the KV Core side, but as far as the lead gen, that could totally be done through this system, just pushing our contact information and pushing those leads into KV Core for us to keep track of if we needed to.
Yeah, correct. And you guys might really like our marketing strategy and campaigns as well. And you would see, we do a really good onboarding. We have an awesome onboarding team, and they would be the ones that kind of help you with that and strategize. And I mean, we're taking on things like building up people's Facebook, Instagram, their YouTube. We're even talking about TikTok, and that might sound a little crazy, but it's just
it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, we see the average age actually increasing on that. I thought it was just a bunch of punk kids, right, like myself, but
yeah, it's crazy. Like, I know several agents in Florida that are like me in their 40s, and they are killing it on TikTok, and I'm just like, what is happening here? Like, right. I don't want to be doing this, but if I have to, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Well, and I think Angela, really, I'm going to jump in here. I don't think I'm going to turn either Agent Elite or ZenTap off yet. I mean, I would do this, leave those running, because I've got 4 other websites operating. Anything that comes in gets into the AI. So now we got to honestly, what I'm looking for is to get rid of the task management, guys. Mm-hmm. It's time consuming, and it wears me out. And again, she's not doing it. So, and neither's the dog. So I got to do something that helps us continue in this business and you guys know, everybody on this, I'm in it for 3 to 5 years. I may stay longer, but I'm not in it much longer than that. But if I have something that helps me with task management to keep that business going, and then to hand it off to somebody that's new to the business, Angela, that's already connected to this, wow, that's what I'm after. So
sure, I'll take all your business in 3 to 5 years and just give you that 25% referral fee deal.
There we go. There we go.
That's good. Yes, and Angela, I like what you said. I could have just made that my whole pitch. It's like, we can give you leads, and then you don't have to do any work on them.
Exactly, I love
that's
it.
Yeah, that's what I'm after.
It's that simple.
I don't want to work myself to get.
Yeah, and we try to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now we got a bidding war. Teresa's got 30% up, guys.
And honestly, yeah, we wanted to make it as user friendly and as simple for people as possible, right? Because we don't want to disrupt your guys' flow of business. We don't want to impose a bunch of systems and do our way or the highway kind of thing. We wanted to be able to adapt to your guys' way. And that's why we have APIs through everybody, whatever CRM you're using, whatever lead source, doesn't really matter. We can handle for you. So,
well, I mean, I'm saving money from an ISA standpoint, it better work. That's all I got to say, Blake, because if it works, I think everybody on this call right now would be interested at some level. Yeah. Dave, I mean, you're whatever I do here, you guys are on it, and then we'll work through that piece in the background. But, we want to get the loan application. We want to have the thing as smooth as it can be. And, a lot of people have tried it through apps, Blake. A lot of people have tried it through, specific apps, Hispanic driven, whatever. Yeah, it's $750 an agent, Teresa, but that's a full blown thing. We get a discount anyway, but I don't know where. I think, Blake, do you negotiate based on what you're going to use and not use?
Yeah, so yeah, we do. And also not $750 an agent, but we also do it's like $750 a team, and then we do like a small like add-on fee for each additional agent after that. So we're very customizable in our approach as well. So we can kind of fit for like the lone wolf guy, or like the dude who has 30 agents under him. We're not going to charge. Go ahead.
Yeah, we get that. I mean, I appreciate that. Any other questions, guys? Dave, thanks for being on here. Teresa, Angela, y'all don't know Dave, but Dave's my man. So, we'll talk later.
Thanks,
Blake,
Bruce.
I guess you and I'll talk a little bit about how Diane and I get started and kind of roll this out.
For sure. Any more questions on you guys?
No, Angela.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to ask, you started to kind of show us here, and I know everybody probably needs to run, but could we put our email addresses in the chat, and would you maybe send us a few examples, landing pages, even if it's like a PDF of some of that, or a PowerPoint or anything that just shows us an example, a few more examples of just how it works, what it looks like?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, if you guys want to put your emails in the chat.
Just Angela, just send it to me. Like, I'll send it to all the family. So
Okay.
I'll send it to everybody. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay,
You guys get my emails, right?
right,
Yes, sir.
right or wrong.
Okay, perfect. All right. So yeah, they're all programmed. Make it real easy, Blake.
Awesome. Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate all of,
Thanks.
I
Thank you
appreciate
all.
you taking time today.
Okay.
Thanks, Blake. Thanks, Bruce.
All right, guys.
I
Take
know.
care. My pleasure.